It looks to all people like Indiana Jones 5 and the Dial of Destiny. The only thing they're destined for is failure. I love when I see mainstream media outlets that are basically finally, after all this time, saying exactly the same thing that we've been saying about something like Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Now here you have on Slash Film. How much money will Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny make at the box office? Not enough.
Oh, I
And
thought it was toxic. I thought it was toxic to talk about these things. I think Peter Soretta, who's the extremely unattractive, overweight piece of shit that runs Slash Film, who hates our guts. Now it's okay to talk about these things, apparently, Peter. Okay.
Well, this is Ryan Scott. He might have words for Ryan Scott at Slash Film. But yeah, this article is right because right now with the current box office tracking, with some industry experts saying that it's going to be in the 60 to 70 million dollar opening range, with the best of the best case scenario, some people actually having it going up to maybe $95 million opening weekend. The reality is that even if it opened up at $100 million, that would still be less than the last Indiana Jones movie we saw with Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which went on to make about less than $800 million of global box office. Spoiler alert. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, with an over $300 million budget, with likely around $150 million dedicated just to marketing, it probably needs to hit around $900 million just to break even. And right now, even the Slash Films of the world, even places like Deadline, are saying this is the reality. There's almost no way that this movie can possibly make money.
Well, there's not. And again, even the mainstream outlets are now talking about it. What have we been talking about for months now, Ryan? This right here. And now they're picking up on it. What's going to be the fallout? That's what I'm interested in. What is the fallout going to be after this? This is Kathleen Kennedy's pet project, ladies and gentlemen. She was all involved in it. Now, we know Kathleen Kennedy is single-handedly responsible for, Jurassic Park and all the other Indiana Jones movies. She's the reason that they were monumental successes. It had nothing to do with the actual, creative people that were involved in it. I hope this becomes like one of the biggest losses on record, dude. I really do.
I think it will. Like right now, if it has like a $70 million opening, that's going to be something that struggles to reach $600 million, might even struggle to hit $5 if that's the opening that we're looking at. So in that scenario, just think of it. So if it makes $600 million global box office, simple, basic, easy math would be that they're going to get about $300 million back from that, right? That would be what you're looking at. Well, they have put in around $450 million minimum. So that'd be $150 million loss. That's like the easiest way to think about it, right? Now, some people get a little bit carried away when we look at some of these losses because they're like, oh, well, if it makes $600 million and the break-even point's $900 million, that means it lost $300 million. No. That's not the case because obviously you're still getting some money in that. And obviously you didn't put 900 million into it. You got to actually do the math to figure that out. But right now, I think that's probably the more like realistic scenario we're looking at based on the opening projections and based on what people are expecting. Maybe $600 million of global box office. I guess you can try to spin that as some kind of win. They're going to try to do that for Little Mermaid, even though that movie also lost money. But if everything else wasn't failing for Disney, I think we might see more fallout from something like this. Obviously, there's been rumors about Kathleen Kennedy for a long time now, for years and years and years.
You're kidding.
You're kidding. He was supposed to have this big send-off at Star Wars Celebration. According to sources, they had the pamphlets written up, they had everything ready to announce that she's leaving. It's her retirement ceremony. Then she walks out there and announces a bunch more fucking movies because, those sources are complete bullshit. But when it comes to her future, she's going to leave whenever she's ready. There might be some big backlash. 10 years ago, if there's a failure like this, there might have been some, oh, well, I guess we're going to have to move off from you. But everything right now is failing at Disney. It's not like this would be isolated to Lucasfilm, whether it's Pixar, whether it's Walt Disney Animation, whether it's Marvel. They're having massive failures all around.